have several loved ones who are engaged in a lot of the propaganda of the age, and I was thinking the other day, I was listening to a video, and they were talking about trying to reach someone who's in a cult. If you walk up to them or call them on the phone and say, "Hey, honey, you're in a cult," and that's not going to get very far, because the cult has prepared them for, hey, when your parents call and tell you that you're in a cult, here's a million reasons why not. So they were advising that you don't even go there, that you use a different technique, and whether that's workable or not, I don't know. I would like to know, since you're kind of on SEAL Team 6 of the culture war here, would you offer any advice on how to reach a young one, a beloved, several beloved of mine in their 20s, and they are way into the cult of whatever mess is on TikTok right now, paganism, witchcraft, DEI, the rainbow flag, the works, anti-ICE, all that. What would you offer for that?
Yeah,
I know that's a big question.
Family's the hardest, we can all admit, right? Because family knows that we're imperfect people who are sinners and are selfish, and we have our own problems, and a lot of times they look at us and they say, "Why should I trust anything you say? I know you're a sinner, just like they are." It doesn't, it's a fallacy. But
and I've said that.
People think this way, right? It really depends on the situation. I'd like to ask people a very direct question, and that is, if Christianity were true, would you become a Christian?
I would like to add a little bit of depth to it, because I'm about the same age as you, and I remember back in the 70s we had the orange robes of the Krishnas and the Moonies and all those cultists back then. Surely we cannot be facing this whole thing cannot be completely out of whole new cloth, brand new, without any background that's useful from all those cultic catastrophes from the 70s. There must be something we can borrow out of that to use as, standard, fundamental, blocker and tackle kind of answers for, because my kids grew up, I have told them the gospel. They have heard it all. They grew up in church, homeschooled, the works. So if any of y'all think homeschooling is going to save your kids from the world?
Yeah. So have they, you might say, deconstructed their faith?
Or had it done for them.
Okay, so what I might recommend, there's a book that a friend of mine wrote, 𝗧𝗔𝗫𝗗𝗘𝗗𝗏, with another friend, 𝗬𝗢𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. It's called The Deconstruction of Christianity. And in there, they have some advice when you're dealing with family members like this who might consider you toxic. They have some advice on how to go through that. So I would recommend getting that book and taking a look at that. But I think something my first pastor always used to tell his kids, which I think is very wise, he would say to his kids, "There's nothing you can do that will make me stop loving you." But love doesn't mean approval.
Correct.
Right? In fact, if you do love someone, you will stand in the way of the evil that they want to do. That's what a loving person does. It doesn't approve of evil. In the passage that everybody reads at their wedding but nobody obeys, 1 Corinthians 13, love does not rejoice in wrongdoing. Love rejoices in the truth. Love always protects. Love always perseveres. So love means that you have to stand in the way of evil, but you can do it in a way that you demonstrate to them, the reason I'm opposing what you are saying or doing is because I love you. But check out that book, The Deconstruction of Christianity, by 𝗧𝗔𝗫𝗗𝗘𝗏𝗏 and Tim Barnett.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.